What's going on, GemMint's? It's your boy Gem Mint. Today we have the Prime 1 Studio Batman The Dark Knight Master Race 3 statue in the building. This is a humongous 1/3 scale statue. As you can see, we have two humongous boxes. I can't wait to bust these things open. Before we get started, I want you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, hit the like, and let's get this thing at the box. This seems like a really good time to promote our new t-shirt on our Teespring account, the big boxes only, because that's how we do it around here, baby. Big boxes only. Look at these art boxes. They look awesome. You have a picture of the statue on the front, the logo on the side, kind of a stylized look on the back. So same on both boxes. Humongous boxes. I think the base is in the small box. So let's get the base out first so we can start putting this guy together. See, I know what I'm talking about. The base was definitely on the bottom. Humongous eagle base. That's gonna make a mess in the room with all this styrofoam. All right, let's get him out of here and then we'll worry about the cleanup after. Dang, that's heavy. So here's the bottom of the base. Quick glance, because this thing is heavy. I do have my trusty makeup brush, so let's go ahead and dust this bad boy off. All right, there's only a couple of pieces that are in here, so what do we have here? Okay, some arms. Wow, so here's the arm holding the batarangs. That looks amazing. 4 batarangs, straight Wolverine style on them. Love how that looks. And you got the same right arm, but just with a closed fist. See all those details in the glove. And we have a left arm with a closed fist. Looks the same. Then we have his left hand missing a thumb, which I believe this is for the rifle. Oh, and here's his thumb. Let's put that on now, but I'm thinking we're gonna have to take it off later. All right, that is everything in the smaller box. Let's put this away and open up the big boy. All right, so we got a 2-tier box. If I was a betting man, I would guess the body is on the bottom. So let's take out the bottom first, get his body on here, and then we'll take out the top. Close-ups of the portraits, the emblems, the weapon, everything. Alright, Prime 1, you guys got me on that one. Yeah, the cape's on the bottom. So let's get this humongous body out. Get this stuff taken care of. So we can get this party going. Yo, this is heavy. Alright. Man, the body looks awesome. We'll do a ton of close-ups, guys, but I love the textures. All right, so what do we have on this top layer? We have a grappling hook. Oh, with real rope. Oh, you know what? My grappling hook is broken. Dang. It looks like an easy fix with glue. We have his humongous rifle. I love this wooden rifle. I like the look of the Dark Knight Batman with a rifle. True to his character, older in age, he's fed up, he's been through too much. He's shooting people now. Here we have one of the emblem swap outs. This is more of the Dark Knight look, that fat Batman, the one that they used in the Batman vs Superman movies. So I put everything away and I'm like, man, where the heck is the yellow chest emblem? I opened the box back up and the emblem was in there. This is the one I really planned to display, so I was really kind of like bummed, thinking that I didn't get the right one, but here we are. And then here we just have the strap for the rifle. The last box has the big cape. It's got the eagle wings. I think we should get the cape on first. Wow, super heavy. That's an insanely heavy cape right here. It does have felt on the inside to protect from scratching the piece, which is cool. All right, we actually, needed to stop the motorized and put that cape on, which probably would have been a good idea in the beginning. All right, humongous wings for the base. I understand maybe some collectors have been displaying without these because of how much it adds to the depth. Oh, okay, this whole thing is magnetized. Okay. Let's get the other guy in. Yeah, if that bottom's not pushed in all the way, it's not going to like it. All right, we got another arm here. We don't need to look at that. We've looked at enough arms. And we have 3 different head sculpts here. So let's look at the first one. Wow, man, this thing is like huge in the palm of your hand. This is his closed mouth, grimacing look. I love the emotion in his eyes, that fierce scowl. Looks amazing. Small ears, Wolverine vibes on the mask. Next one, he kind of got a little Elvis snarl going on. Top of the left lip up, bearing some teeth. Same kind of sculpt on the eyes and on the face, just got a little bit of a difference in the mouth. All right, so then you got the last head sculpt. Now he's got his whole grill showing. He's bearing teeth, full mouth. He's still angry, same portrait, same sculpt, just with the mouth difference. So for a third option there. Cool. Man, massive piece, right? Like, I know it's kind of like getting old now. 1/3 scale Prime 1 pieces are massive, yes, but man, this is so awesome. So let's start putting him together. He has a couple different looks. Let's go ahead and get a head sculpt on him. And I feel like we should start with the closed mouth, somber, and we'll work our way up to him getting madder and madder. So, gotta stand up to reach this thing. Boom, love that. Let's put on the yellow emblem. I love how much how much presence the emblems both have, because I think a lot of times with Batman statues, it's such a small part of the overall piece, but I feel like these are really bold and they both really stand out. So, right arm. I don't see how you wouldn't go with the Batarang, fistful of Batarangs. I think this looks awesome. So we'll get that going. Oh, and feet glued the Batarang, by the way. So I guess the Batarang would go in here. Grappling hook. That's what I meant. Alright, took a little break, had Fee help me out with the rope. So the rope, you feed it through his hand about 3 times. I think you might be able to do a 4th time, but it's kind of tough because it's not just a straight circle. It's kind of got ridges inside the hand. So anyway, you put it through a few times, and then you wrap it over a few times, and you let the grappling hook dangle down. And as we can see, we were able to successfully glue one of the pieces from the grappling hook back on. So that's one of his looks. Before we jump into the review, before we start doing switch outs, let's talk about where this version of Batman comes from. Alright, this version of Batman is the Dark Knight version. This is based off of the Frank Miller 4 graphic novel series titled The Dark Knight Returns. So this was a really innovative story that he created in the 80s, and it really took a darker turn for Batman. It kind of pushed the envelope on what comics were doing at the time, and it displayed Batman in the future. Bruce Wayne is much older. He's much more aggravated. He has a new sidekick, this female Robin, and it's kind of like a messed up world. You have these mutants that are running around like crazy, and he kind of has to come out of retirement and handle his business. There was a sequel to this hugely popular comic called DK3, which wasn't really well received. Most people don't really feel like it's a good story. And then DK3 comes out, which is The Master Race. This is the book where this statue is based off of, and this is the 3rd in a trilogy of Frank Miller Batman stories. This story plays with the idea of Superman and Wonder Woman having a daughter who feels like she is better than humans. She joins up with other super villains, and they want to take over the world. Kind of like we are the Master Race, and that's where the title comes from. The Master Race didn't really have the best reception either. I think what it's mostly known for is the amount of variant covers that it had. This book had so many variant covers that they actually made a hardcover book to just show all the variants. This statue is based off of the artwork by Gabriel Del Otto for one of the variants that he did for this series, and you can see it's an awesome piece, based off of an awesome piece of artwork. Gabriel Del Otto is one of my favorite painters when it comes to comics, and I think this statue definitely did it justice. So, I mean, I first saw this piece, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con 2018 or 2019, I can't really remember, but it feels like I'm saying that a lot. So all these pieces that were first announced or first revealed are now starting to ship, and I wanted this piece ever since then. I always found it really difficult to get into a Batman statue. I always felt like they were lacking in some way or shape or form, and when I saw this one, I was like, this one is it. This one... It's funny too because it's like a specific version of Batman. It's not your classic like a Jim Lee look or something like that. But I don't know, just something about it. I think they nailed it. They got everything right about it, and the size and the presence were both there. The base is humongous. I mean, I guess let's do some measurements here. I mean, without the wings, you're looking at like 18 inches wide. But if you're looking at the cape and stuff, man, forget it. This is like a 20-inch deep. 22, 23 inches if you want to go from like the front of the eagle to the back of the wing. Man, if you're going from his cape out here, man, you're looking at like 25 inches or 26 inches. So it's a huge piece, a centerpiece of a collection. I mean, without the rifle, the height is looking like just shy of about 34 inches. And when we do the switch out with the rifle, that's going to stick out even taller. I love the detail on the base. It is like a one solid color, although it does look like it's a little bit weathered once you get down to the bottom of the base. There's a lot of detail in the sculpt, a lot of concrete damage and rubble. Yeah, I think it looks great, and I think that it really shows a lot of contrast in the statue, right? Because you have Batman who's got these nice colors, these grays, these blues, these hints of yellow, and then you have this dark gray base, kind of one solid color. I think it really helps make Batman pop and be the focal point of the statue. Yeah, the base, super impressive. It's massive. I mean, the wingspan is crazy. The huge eagle head is crazy. Moving up to Batman, I definitely love all the different textures you have going on. You have his cowl, his gloves, his boots, all have that leather kind of texture to it. It has dirt on the boots. I always say this, but you can see like the wrinkles where the ankles are, where the wrists are, so it makes it look realistic. The texture on the grays looks amazing. I like that kind of something else I always say, like honeycomb texture. But look at the lines on like the thighs, and you can still see the quads under the fabric. Same with like his abdominals. You have the lines that kind of show the fabric being stretched as he's twisted, and you can still see the muscles underneath, the shadowing, the different textures. Looks amazing. The first switch out, you can see with the left hand, he's got that rope loop through like I mentioned. We have the grappling hook dangled, and you can actually remove that and put that in this hand if you want to display the grappling hook with him holding the rifle. In this current right hand, I think this is my favorite right hand though, where he's got the 4 batarangs. The batarangs are crazy detailed. I mean, you have that kind of metally, dingy kind of look to it. You definitely don't want to get stuck with one of those things. Leathery cape, a lot of motion flowing all to one side, giving that illusion that the wind's blowing from this angle. Looks amazing. The different folds, the wrinkles. This is such an ambitious piece. I mean, this would look good as a quarter scale, but it's a 1/3 scale piece, a monstrous piece, and it's beautiful, man. It really is, and I don't really use that often with statue reviews. I definitely love the little hints of yellow. That's my favorite emblem on this piece, is that yellow emblem, and then you have the utility belt and the pouches around his thigh as well. I like that different contrast to give it that little bit of a pop. The head sculpts look amazing. I love the wided out eyes. You know, I showed you guys on the close-ups, and I think that probably says more than what I can say. But you know, I like this kind of stoic portrait where he doesn't have any kind of teeth gritting or anything. It looks really cool. Although I think I would display it with either just the top left lip up or all his teeth showing with the rifle. So let's switch that out really quick. Let's get rid of this dangling grappling hook, and we'll also switch out the emblem. We'll take a look at a couple different versions. Alright, so we're going to just jump into this one first, and I might have to even pan out, or we'll see what we'll do to get the rifle in the frame. But I think this is my favorite look, where he's got the rifle in his left hand, he's got the batarangs in his right hand, he's got the portrait where he has the top part of his lip up, showing a little bit of his teeth. He looks frustrated. He also looks like he's scheming on somebody, like he sees the mutant leader down in the pit and he's about to pick him off, or whoever he's battling right here. Yeah, this is definitely my go-to pose. But I do like the options. You know, I like how you can get his more classic Dark Knight Returns emblem, and we'll switch that out real quick. But this is definitely the pose for me. Alright, I think that's the best I'm going to be able to get that rifle in frame. So here I have the portrait showing all his teeth. We have the rifle in his left hand. We have his closed fist in his right hand, which does have a hole through the fist, so you can put the grappling hook there. But honestly, I don't really want to remove the rope. It's kind of difficult to get in there, and I would never display that. I would always display this right hand. I just think the batarangs are such a dope look to it. I also switched out his emblem to give him more of that classic Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns look, and I think it's amazing. I love also the brown gun. That wood gun kind of gives you another layer of contrast. So you got the yellow hints, you got that brown hint on top of this gray and these dark blues and light grays. So I think, you know, it ties in together really nice. Man, that emblem also kind of slides under and then clicks in, and it looks really cool. I like the different layering look on it. It's not just kind of like over. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like the way that this was engineered. Yeah, it looks nice, but man, I gotta go with that yellow emblem. This is a crazy impressive piece, man. I was blown away when I saw that San Diego. I'm looking at it now. I'm scared. I don't know where the hell I'm going to put this thing. I don't have my new display ready yet. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. To me, I feel like this is definitely one of the best Batman statues out there. I mean, if not number one. It's hard to give it a number one. I think for me, it's number one. So far, I think this is the best Batman statue, right? So let's think of what are the other contenders. It blows away the first Dark Knight Returns Batman, right? This one is obviously, it's more dynamic. It's got more presence. It's got crazier switch outs. It has more detail. And then name a better quarter scale Batman. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think you're going to find one this size, this detail, telling a story like this one does. You know exactly where it's from. If you guys enjoyed this review, hit the gem on the left to subscribe to the channel. We do daily videos, including many statue reviews. You can actually check out the playlist of all the statue reviews to the left. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.